G'day guys, this is Rick Williams from Tips and Ratings. Just thought we'd have a quick look at the field for the Randwick Guineas coming up tomorrow on Saturday the 7th of March. I've just produced a quick little report here. With the runners, we've got a couple of scratchings, and that doesn't really leave a big field, but we'll work with what we've got. And what I've done here is I've just applied some filters. The speed rating needs to be over 100, between 100 and 135. We've got the names of the horses in the race here, and we want to include the horses' runs between 1200 and 2040 metres. I did 2040 just to get Guineas in, just to, I guess, give a comparison of it's running the Cox Plate and how that sort of sits with the rest of the horses. So we've also got here down the left the name of the horse. We've got the track, Randwick, Rose Hill, Moonee Valley, Caulfield. We've got the track condition on that day and the distance that the rating was achieved at. Then you'll notice we've got the little green lines, and that's basically the race pace to the first section, and how fast they went above or below the average. So in that race for Guineas, they basically went 9.8 lengths above the average early. The field, that was the race pace. And then here we've got Hello Crown. It was on a heavy track, and this is a raw figure. So being that it's heavy, it's going to be a little bit slower. And then, as you can see, the Cox Plate, and it goes on and on and on. And then the blue lines here, we have the speed rating, and it's sorted from highest to lowest. So we'll just start working through the horses, and we have Guineas, who rates on top. He's obviously gone quite well, and holds basically two of the top three ratings, but both of those were at 2000 metres. And if we sort of go down to his runs, I guess around today's distance, 1400, 1800, they're not sort of as good. So he sort of appears that he's probably a few lengths better up around that 2000 than he has been to date, around 1400 to a mile. But we do need to note that we are working with young horses here, and they haven't all had the opportunity to run in a lot of mile races or 1400 races to produce a strong speed figure. So we need to remember that they've lacked a bit of opportunity, and also the fact that they are open to significant improvement. So we can't really just throw them in the bin here. This is just a way to sort of break it down. We've also got Hello Crown. So he obviously won last start, and he's got the second best speed rating of the race, which was produced on a heavy track. So he's a horse that obviously has no problems with the wet, and the runs that he's had on firm ground have been pretty good. And certainly, just watching the replays from his last run, he was quite good in winning first up when he was checked a couple of times and picked himself up and was just a bit too good. But there wasn't a great deal between them, and it'd be interesting to see how he goes. Shooting to win, he obviously looked like he was going to win last start, and then he sort of looked to die on his run a little bit. It's interesting that he sort of, if we're looking at his ratings, he's around the sort of 107.9. He's got a 107.8. He's got a 105.3, a 103.9, 103.1. So that's pretty consistent with what he did all campaign last time round. And then once he got out to the mile, he in the Guineas, he just peaked through the roof and hit 118. So, you know, he sort of found 3-4 lengths and just came right on. And I'm not sure if that was because he got to the mile or, you know, if it was just that fitness. But certainly it's just worth noting that he can improve many lengths off what he did last start. And obviously the trainers are very good at getting these horses to peak, you know, when it matters. So I'd be expecting a big improvement from him. This Swarm to Silence, it comes in with a speed rating of 115, which was produced at 1,200 metres on a dead track. It was in a lower grade type of race, but the figures were strong out of that race. Won by Sarajevo, and he came out and was only beaten 2.7 lengths last start by Hallowed Crown and Sway Ness in that race. And look, his closing sectionals over the last 400 and 200 were as good as any of the other horses in the race. However, you know, through the early stages of the race, it did settle, you know, well back and conserved a lot of energy to be able to produce that. But, you know, it's probably, you know, not the worst outsider we've ever seen going into a main race. You can sort of find reasons why it certainly could figure. And, you know, to me, they sort of, they look the horses, you know, I think Preferment, certainly he's going to need a little bit further. I think we can work around him and Road and Drive. You know, I think that horse just isn't good enough. And obviously Kern, Lebec and Suzuki come out. So, look, I think that with the small type of field, it's going to be a tricky sort of race. Certainly, as you can see, I think that, you know, Sway Ness going forward out to 2,000 metres is worth keeping an eye on, and probably tomorrow, so I wouldn't be surprised, as the market already knows. I guess it's no big surprise, but just to back up the market prices, that I think Hallowed Crown and Shooting to Win, you know, are really going to be tough to beat. And I wouldn't just leave Swarm to Silence out of all of your exotics and whatnot. I think that's worth throwing it in. So I hope that's helped, and good luck with your bets, and have a good weekend. Thank you.